A vacant site in Atlanta's historic Vine City neighborhood could be on the cusp of some transformation, and it is all connected to Morris Brown College. We want to turn now to Keith Mack. He's the managing principal at Gibraltar Capital Partners. Tell us about this project that you and your colleagues are embarking on.
Thank you. It's a project that's been in the works for several years now. As you had mentioned, the site has been vacant and blighted for a while. There's an existing building on the site that we plan to raise and replace with a new student center and a adjacent hotel, which will we propose will be a mix of apartments and hotel rooms. That is a combination of a mixed use development that will encompass 200 affordable housing units, 12 to 14 for sale townhomes, as well as the commercial piece that I mentioned. So, what we're trying to do is basically incorporate a mix of uses, a mix of incomes to revitalize a community that sorely needs it.
From your perspective, what would this project, if it is fully accomplished in the future, what would it mean for both the school community there and the neighborhood at large?
Well, as you know, Vine City has suffered a tremendous amount of blight over the years, but it's enduring a rebirth. Both Vine City and the West End, I think, are the emerging neighborhoods of the Atlanta Metro, and MLK Drive is the spine of Vine City, leading from Mercedes-Benz Stadium out to the West End. I think that it would be a tremendous boon to Morris Brown as it continues to increase its student body. It will also provide much needed amenities to the neighborhood to perhaps close or restore some of the food availability and mercantile retail that the area is sorely misses. And I think that will be the linchpin to what we hope is a spur of development up and down that corridor.
Anytime we talk about redevelopment, there's always a part of the conversation is how do you redevelop, put something new in place while also keeping that project rooted in the neighborhood and in its history. How have you and your colleagues thought through that question that always gets asked when projects like these are in the works?
Well, Resurgence Commercial Partners is a combination of Gibraltar Capital Partners, Impact Data, and the Miles Development Group. Together with Prestwick Housing or Prestwick Companies and Mercy Housing and Cityscape Housing, we're providing a mixed income development that will really address some of the needs of the community. The fact that we are creating affordable housing will also help to allow residents to relocate or to stay in the Vine City community. Our retail will provide amenities that will serve the community, and the student center will provide much needed commercial and institutional space to Morris Brown College.
I want to ask you about that. We've touched on it a couple times here, but let's dwell on it for a moment. Morris Brown has been a key partner in all of this. Describe how they have worked with your colleagues and what you anticipate Morris Brown faculty and staff and students may get out of this project when it's all said and done.
Well, we're currently working through the ground lease with Invest Atlanta, and we're having a series of meetings with Morris Brown to determine programmatic elements that they'd like to have in the space. We're hopeful that we can provide classroom space, institutional space, gathering spaces that will really help the student body as it continues to grow to have a place that they can call their own.
And we are short on time, but I want to make sure I ask you this last question here before we let you go, because this is something that people are always wondering. We've had some of the renderings up on screen. Anytime there's a project like this, they always want to know, what is the timeline for completion, and what is the status of this project? Do you have all the approvals that you need? Walk us through how this timeline is going to play out.
Well, as I mentioned, we're still negotiating the term sheet for the ground lease with Invest Atlanta. Subsequent to that, we'll engage our architects to begin their drawings and start the permitting process. We anticipate a lot of that to go smoothly. We hope to break ground at the beginning of next year, and all things are indicative of that effect.
All right, Keith Mack, Managing Principal at Gibraltar Capital Partners. Thank you for your time and for your insight into this project.
Thank you very much.